Let's bring you some rosters for this first bout of Saturday. This is Arizona versus the hometown Tilted Thunder Roller Derby All-Stars. And here is your roster for Arizona for this bout. Number 12, Maximum Hoverdrive. Number 151, Ash Smash'em. Number 17, Mada's Sin. Number 18, 97, Impaler Swift. Number 22, Mimi Mahler. Number 300, Dolly Spartan. Number 4, Cherry Kiss. Number 5, Motion Sickness. Number 616, Antifa. Number 666, Strange. Number 68, Juicy Kill Tour. Number 710, Mofasta. Number 925, Evil Twin. And number 9, MK3, Gypsy Danger. Coaches for Arizona, Hollywood, Troy McClure, Ref Boy RD.
And skating in red, your hometown heroes. Tilted Thunder Roller Derby All-Stars, 00 Elaphobia. Number 02, Slam Masubi. 0727, Quasin Trouble. 13, Creep Suzette. Number 16, Crash. 19, Sleaze Whiz. 202, Venus Thirst Trap. 313, Hawk Blocked. 428 degrees, Carnia Slaughter. Number 5, Sloan. Slaughterhouse, 5'1". Number 57, Scardu Valley. 59, Weird Barbie. And number 613, Dreidel. And they are coached today by James Stanfield and Dope. I'm assuming that woo was for Dope.
I believe so. And
good to cheer the coaches.
Yeah, here are your RDCL officials for this bout. Your head referee, Hasselblack. Game executioner, Infidel Castro. Your pack referees are Binderby Rodriguez and Bell Bruising. Your jam refs are Mansplainer and Ref Boy RD. The eyes in the sky are Emergency and Dread Panda. Your OPRs are the Kingslayer and Dirt Reynolds. Penalty tracker, Maraschino Jerry. Penalty tracker assist is Bintong. Home penalty box, Crazy Lady. Visitor penalty box, Plunder Woman. On whiteboard is Crystal Ballbuster. Scoreboard, Hurt Macklin. Runner is Scolding Caulfield. The alternate is Stark Raven Mad. And in chat is Jacked Heart. That is an interesting position for the officials.
Yeah. Someone's got to officiate, chat.
Apparently, yeah.
It's important.
Must have gotten zesty in there yesterday. Now we need officials in the chat.
Are they going to assess chat penalties? Is there a chat penalty box?
You have to sit out the next jam during the chat. You can't
not
chat
allowed to
during
chat.
the next jam. Your first jammers are Cherry Kiss for Arizona.
And that is 202 Venus Thirst Trap with the star for Tilted Thunder.
Cherry down to the inside along a 3 wall of blockers for Tilted Thunder, but Cherry eventually manages to fight through and is lead jammer. Arizona's got first lead jam of this bout.
Venus Thirst Trap, 1 to beat. Able to get around Mimi Mahler to complete that initial pass.
So Thirsty is out on the pursuit. Cherry Kiss shoved off to the infield, has to hurry to get back up to reestablish and call it off. Thirsty slides, and she's safe at second.
Safe with points, 4 of them.
This will be Dolly Spartan for Arizona.
And number 19, Sleaze Whiz, jamming for Tilted Thunder. 4-0 our score after 1 jam.
Dolly races up toward the rail around a couple of blockers for Tilted Thunder and is out for Arizona. Sleaze Whiz mid-pack in a distinctive pair of shorts that will help the announcers identify Sleaze Whiz at a distance throughout this bout. Dolly finishes a scoring pass for Arizona, looking around.
I like that. Check where the other jammer is. Nope, keep it going. Star pass complete for Tilted Thunder.
Crash, now your jammer of record for Tilted Thunder, so Dolly calls it off after completing another scoring pass. I heard the words down a jammer. We've got an early power jam, and it is for Arizona. We had a penalty assessed to one of the two jammers for Tilted Thunder. It's an above shoulders on number 19, Sleaze Whiz, before she passed the star. So that's motion sickness out there all by their lonesome for Arizona.
Arizona adding 10 points in that last jam, now 14-0. And motion sickness looking to add to that. Tilted trying to close the door on the top, but motion sickness breaking through and rolling around 428. Carney Aslada.
Carney Aslada was there to close the door the first time. That second time, motion sickness with a full head of steam was able to break out. Still 20 seconds to go on the power jam as Sick finishes another scoring pass and will endeavor to get around again. However, Tilted Thunder Slaughterhouse is trying to break the goat at the back of the pack.
Yeah, Slaughterhouse caught as the goat, slowing things down. That lets Sick get through for the third scoring pass.
Clock expires on the power jam. Good work by Impaler Swift wearing the pivot stripe, plowing through that wall of defenders for Tilted Thunder to open a path for motion sickness, and 15 points for Arizona on the power jam.
One blocker in the box for each team as we start Jam 4. Slam Masubi with the star for Tilted Thunder.
And that's strange for Arizona. Up at the front of the pack, and that last blocker was out of play for just a fraction of a second, but gets the wave on by the refs. So Strange this time to the inside, able to barrel through along the corner while everybody was focused on Slam Masubi, and Strange takes advantage of a distracted pack.
Yeah, that was a beautiful clean pass through by Strange. Strange going high on the second approach. And door held open by Arizona to let Strange through for the second scoring pass.
Slam Masubi at the back of the pack. Tried to play some jammer defense and gets in the way of Strange. Alters the course of things, gets out of the pack herself, and Strange calls it off. Enjoyed myself a hot tea. So that is an option over there. Yet lots of local options if you get back into the Monroe area. If you are not from here locally, just grab your phone and take a look. I am told that if you cross back over the freeway, that you will find glorious food options back towards Monroe.
I think glorious might be overselling
well,
it a
you
bit,
know,
but there are food options.
Yeah. Tomorrow, Johnny Slaw will be back. The barbecue truck will be back tomorrow for the championship and consolation bout. So we are back to the action. This is Mimi Mahler for Arizona, up towards the three wall of defenders for Tilted Thunder already.
And Venus Thirst Trap jamming for Tilted Thunder, but Mimi Mahler out first. Lead jammer Hotshots.
Thirsty has star in hand. Is still endeavoring to get by that wall of Arizona defenders. Mimi Mahler, meanwhile, up towards the front and gets that last blocker, Elophobia, pushed out of play and gets on by.
And Elophobia waiting for the return of the pack. As Mimi Mahler approaching for the next scoring pass. Elophobia not able to close off the low lane. So a clean sweep through. As the star has been passed from Venus Thirst Trap. Currently in the hands of Carney Aslada, who
race back to the pack.
Everybody going as fast as possible. Crash working to stay ahead. Approaches the pack, taps the hips, calls off the jam. And the first points on the board for Tilted Thunder.
A cheer from the home contingent. Crash barreling in. Was going to get points one way or the other up on the board. So 3 points for both sides. Net gain of none, but that does put Tilted Thunder on the scoreboard.
It does indeed.
So as we square up for the next jam, Ash Smash'em for Arizona.
And Weird Barbie with the star for Tilted Thunder.
And Ash along the inside is able to get past Carney Aswada and get out of the pack.
Meanwhile, Weird Barbie is just being repeatedly sent to the infield by the defense at the back of the Arizona pack.
Big block in the pack from Slaughterhouse. Knocks down Ash Smash'em. Saps all that momentum.
Hawk Block trying to open a lane for Weird Barbie at the back, but nothing doing as Arizona's defense absorbing well. And Ash Smash'em finally popping around Carney Aswada to complete the scoring run. Ash Smash'em makes it through on one final pass. His time runs out on the jam.
That is Hot Block moving gingerly heading back to the bench. Saw Hot Block go down and they were slid out of the pack to get up. So Hot Block back on the bench. What do we have here? This is a Tilted Thunder power jam after an arms penalty on Ash Smash'em. Arizona also down a blocker. So Tilted Thunder on the power jam. And with the small pack, a 3-on-3 pack.
Slam Musubi bumping to the top, and Arizona's 3-ball defense doing great work one-on-one.
I hear some Moose cheers from the crowd as Slam Musubi is just trying to grind along the rail if possible. Now ducks to the inside, but those two Arizona defenders have been up to the task.
Arizona now back in with 3 up front. And a momentary goat capture for Mofasa, but ended and now just rolling in front of Slam Musubi.
Slam Musubi knocked down to the infield. And last couple of seconds are going to burn off the clock. Slam Musubi took a couple of real hard shots during that power jam from the Arizona defense. Hands on hips trying to gather herself heading back to the bench.
Solid defense by Arizona holding Tilted scoreless. We sit 70-3 with 4:40 to go in the first period.
For Arizona, that is Gypsy Danger. And the Tilted Thunder Jammer is neatly behind Gypsy. There we go.
That is Skardu Valley with the star for Tilted Thunder. Gypsy Danger out first, lead jammer. Skardu Valley almost clear, but just tipped to the infield and had to reestablish.
And Scar gets on by. Motion sickness was out of play. Had the hands up, knew it. So Skardu Valley gets to go on through, try to cap this at one scoring attempt for Gypsy Danger, who calls it off.
3 points up for the Hot Shots on that jam. Tilted Thunder All-Stars scoreless.
3.5 minutes to go in the first half. This is Juicy Kill Tour on the jammer line for Arizona.
And Crash jamming for Tilted Thunder.
We're going to have one blocker taken down for Tilted Thunder. Now the officials are going to discuss. I feel like we're headed for an OTO. No, we're headed for something more than that. It is another power jam for Tilted Thunder. That's the no OTO. We have an arms penalty on Gypsy Danger trickling in real late, and it's a power jam for Tilted Thunder and Crash. Crash had good success a couple of jams ago, getting out and getting clear. Now they've got the power jam advantage.
But Arizona with the blocker advantage and moving quick. Crash trying to keep rolling as the pack migrates forward and Crash is out.
Wow, stayed upright too. spun around, stayed upright, and then got back around and going forward with momentum. 28 seconds left in the power jam for Crash.
Antifa putting up a strong last line, but Crash able to sneak around on the inside edge. Crash now trying to catch back up to the pack on the scoring run. Arizona holding on to stay in front. This time ticking down on the jam.
Just a couple of seconds left, and that will do it for the power jam. Let's check from the infield and see how many hits Crash could get in front of.
I believe the answer was 2. That'll take Tilted Thunder All-Stars to 5. Hot Shots 73.
They are still writing penalties on the penalty board, and one of them must be on the jammer. Let's see what we've got. It's going to be a power jam for Arizona. We know that much. Maximum hover drive on the jammer line. That is an above shoulders on the jammer for Tilted Thunder. So power jam for Arizona with under 2 minutes to go in the first half.
Ooh, maximum overdrive tipped out of bounds by Carnia Slaughter. Carney teaming up with Heliphobia at the front of the pack. And
Gypsy's trying to get out. Heliphobia finally out of play. Put the hands up and then still did that sneaky little, no. Am I in your way? I'm sorry.
It wasn't my fault.
I'm sorry. Anyway,
my hands are up.
This time Max gets through the pack. I believe I said Gypsy Danger. That is maximum hover drive. 7 seconds left on this Arizona power jam. Max stays upright, weaves through the pack, and finishes off another scoring pass.
2 scoring passes complete on the power jam. Total of 10 points. That takes Hot Shots to 83. Tilted Thunder All-Stars 5 with just about 30 seconds to go on the period clock.
We've got time for one more jam here in the first half. That's Juicy Kiltour for Arizona.
And I believe Sleaze Whiz set to jam for Tilted Thunder.
Juicy races along the rail for Arizona and gets out. Sleaze Whiz now trying to follow a blocker along as well, but the Arizona pivot closes the door.
Juicy Kiltour slides through the pack on the scoring run. Sleaze was held up again by Arizona at the back. Creep Suzette trying to break things free, but having to turn back to defense, leaving Sleaze was alone with the dual force defense of Arizona.
Half clock has expired. There are 12 seconds left on the jam clock, and Sleaze Whiz gets out for Tilted Thunder. Juicy Kiltour's got one more shot at some points here.
Smoothly through the pack. Going high to low to get around Sloan. And that will be a 15-point jam to end our first half. So our halftime score after the 15 points added will be 98-5. Hot Shots in the lead.
All right, we will step aside for just a brief moment. If you are just joining us here in the arena, we wanted to let you know, unfortunately, the food truck will not be here today. There is not going to be a food truck option. So we wanted to let you know that if that alters your plans for the day. There are, of course, local food options if you pop over into Monroe in order to get some food in your tummy. We've also got the concession stand here. And if you're really up against it, I've got one protein milk in my car that I was going to drink tomorrow morning, but I will share if you're real hungry.
That is so kind. But you're not going to share any of them.
It's also not cold. It's room temperature. So they're shelf stable. So it's room temperature protein milk. That is, I will share that with you if you're real hungry today. We'll be back in a couple of moments. We are ready to get back to the action. There
What, so soon?
is a high-level rolling whistle from game executioner Infidel Castro. We are back to the action. 98-5 is the score at the moment.
Venus Thirst Trap set to jam for Tilted Thunder.
Arizona's going to send Motion Sickness up there first here in the second half. Thirsty is going to race toward the rail. I thought was clear, but Mimi Mahler closed the door. So now Thirsty gets a pivot to help.
Yeah, that was a beautiful no you didn't get out of this pack move by Mimi. Thirsty still pushing, in fact stretching out. Thirsty bumped out again.
Meanwhile, at the back of the pack, that three wall of Tilted Thunder defenders has yet to let Motion Sickness out either, so nobody's out. There's still 16 seconds left on this jam clock. If nobody gets out, nobody can call it off, of course.
True,
we're at that point where it's just going to be a standoff now. Yeah, I was going to say. Now everybody's just going to kind of stand and
wait and roll back to the bench.
So
solid defense by the two blockers on the track for Arizona.
Yeah, absolutely. Never a lead jammer in that first jam of the second half. Motion Sickness has picked up a penalty. It is an arms penalty is what it is. There is also a directional block on Mimi Mahler. So it is a power jam for Tilted Thunder. Sleeves whiz on the jammer line.
Even 3-on-3 in the pack. Uneven 1-on-0 in the jammer space. Sleeves whiz rolling, but Arizona racing ahead. And pack split moves down and allows Sleeves Whiz to grab lead jammer out the front.
34 seconds left on the jam clock. Sleeves Whiz now looking for points.
Arizona again, solid job staying to the front. Maintaining the line. Sleeves Whiz. His time ticking in the jam. Now Tilted Thunder sending forward blockers to try and break things free. With Arizona absorbing and staying to the front. And that will be that.
And according to the infield, Sleeves Whiz got all 5 of those points, managed to get those hips in front of all those blockers at least one time. That was the job, and job accomplished.
Sleeves was probably thinking, why can't I get multiple points? I passed some of these people more than once.
There we go. So 98-10 is the score. Maximum overdrive on the jammer line for Arizona.
And Weird Barbie wearing the star for Tilted Thunder. Arizona 1 blocker shy. Weird Barbie looking high now, down and forced to the infield, and that lets Maximum Overdrive cut through to clear the pack. Star pass complete for Tilted Thunder.
Carney Aslada now has the star in hand. The Arizona defense has given Carney Aslada their full attention, however. Max is trying to fight through on a scoring pass at the back of the pack. Carney out the front, and Max is going to trail right along behind as well.
Max checking the clock, checking the bench, tapping the hips. And we roll back. 4 points up for the Hotshots, takes them over the 100-point mark, now 102-10.
I see Max heading for the penalty box. I haven't seen the board yet, but that's going to result in another power jam for Tilted Thunder. It's an above shoulders on Max. We also have penalties on 1 blocker for each side, so another 3-on-3 pack for a Tilted Thunder power jam. And that is Sloan jamming for the first time here in the bout.
Sloan trailing behind blockers as Arizona once again racing the pack. Sloan 2, now 3 to beat. 2 and on to 1, but Madison holding the front line solidly.
I was going to say 23 seconds left on the power jam. Still fighting to get by. Finally, Sloan dispenses with Madison, who had made it a personal mission to slow Sloan down. Excuse me.
But Sloan tipped to the infield and had to wait to climb back in. As Antifa holding the line at the back, and Sloan did technically get lead.
Yeah. For just
with
a moment.
A second to go.
Academic purposes, Sloan did get out and was officially lead jammer for about 3 seconds. And then the clock expired. No points on the power jam. Good defense by Arizona. This is Mimi Mahler for Arizona once again.
And Venus Thirst Trap for Tilted Thunder.
I heard a That Is Your Jammer. I heard an arms as well.
Oh, yes.
We have a late arms penalty trickling in. It's going to be a stoppage and play for an OTO while the officials discuss further about possible penalties there. So we'll take a stoppage and play. 8:53 to go in the second half. 102-10. Arizona's in front.
One thing you don't have to go all the way into Monroe to get is merchandise. Don't forget to stop by the merch booth, grab some Tilted Thunder Roller Derby swag. We've got t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, and more. Perfect souvenirs to show your Derby pride and support the league.
One of the vendors that we have down in the vendor village, which is robust and teeming. Be sure to visit the vendor village if you're here in the arena. Mark's Smokehouse, known in the Derby world as Refer Madness. Mark got his first smoker for his 10th birthday. He learned how to make beef jerky, sold it to kids at school during recess, and it's been a hobby ever since. They smell like smoke. He sells smoked sea salt, smoked black pepper, and homemade smoked garlic and jalapeno salts. He only makes a limited amount each year, so when it's gone, it's gone. He has samples of everything, so come by, talk a little derby, and give it a try. He's got a little free sample thing up there. That's technically a food option. You could technically go eat some pepper.
Just have some pepper and salt.
Right, exactly.
Maybe not the most healthy choice.
No, I didn't say it was healthy, but it is a food. So, discussion continuing. We've got head referee Hasselblack is talking to the two head bench coaches for each team. So, some sort of discussion going on directly in front of us. This is not a challenge. This is still an official timeout. Make plans tomorrow to join us at the after party. Tomorrow, after the championship bout, the awards will be at about 2 p.m., and then we will decamp for the Route 2 tap room. Head right over after the last game to meet the skaters, celebrate the day and night, and hang out with the Derby community. They have a great selection of beer and tasty food, making it the perfect spot to wrap up an action-packed day. Once again, if you are here with us in Monroe, that is the location of the after party tomorrow after the championship bout, the Route 2 tap room. As you see, well, I guess you actually can't. I'm looking down at the Twitch stream now. You can't see on the Twitch stream, but the discussion is continuing in front of us here. I figured I'd give you all an update. Hasselblack, head referee, talking to the bench coaches for each team. Discussion continuing, and now everybody nods. Now the officials are going to come in for a discussion after that, and the bench coaches are going to talk to their teams. So something has been determined as far as gameplay goes. We are not privy to that. If it's important to us, they'll let us know.
I'd like to thank Hanson Brothers Moving and Storage, trusted Seattle mover since 1890. Hanson Brothers delivers reliable, professional, and local residential and commercial moving, storage, and logistics that you can count on. Hanson Brothers Moving and Storage.
Discussion continues. Let's bring you Security Gate and Access. Since 2011, Security Gate and Access has helped homeowners, businesses, and communities throughout Western Washington protect what matters most. Their team specializes in custom security gates, access control systems, video surveillance, and gate automation solutions, providing professional design, installation, maintenance, and repair services. With decades of industry experience, they're committed to creating secure, reliable, and customized solutions for every customer. The discussion appears to be breaking up now. Well, no. The OPRs are heading out, so that's something. Now head referee Hasselblack is going to come over here and talk to the Kingslayer.
We've got 2 penalties on the board.
Right. One of those is an arms penalty on Sloan. So this will be an Arizona Power Jam upcoming. 2 penalties on Maz Sin, a directional block and an arms, in a half-length bout where you only get 4 penalties. Picking up 2 in 1 jam hurts.
That's half of them,
yeah,
if my math is correct.
So, a lot of discussion between the officials and the benches. And it looks like we've got everything settled. We've got 8:53 to go here in the second half, and Castro's got whistle in mouth and hand up. That means he's ready to blow them up to the track, as they say. There we go. So your jammer for this Arizona Power Jam is Mimi Mahler still.
Just got a little break.
Yeah.
Wait things out. Mimi's just like chilling back behind the line, waiting. And backwards through the front of the pack, Mimi Mahler clears the initial pass on the power jam.
Tilted Thunder does have all 4 of their blockers out there. Arizona, of course, Madison sitting in the box. Mimi manages to take advantage of a staggered out pack, zigzags through to complete a scoring pass. 32 seconds to go on the power jam.
Mimi on the second run, going high. Caught at the front. Arizona's blockers moving up to run some interference. And Mimi's clear on the second scoring run.
Mimi's got 13 seconds left, getting back to the pack now. Pack nearly stationary right up here in turns 3 and 4. Good block by Scardu Valley along the inside.
Yeah.
Mimi's momentum carried her well into the infield. Has to get up and reestablish behind.
But Mimi able to get all 15 points. That takes the Hot Shots to 117. Tilted Thunder All-Stars held at 10, and we're down to 7:40 to go in the game. Dreidel out to jam for the first time today.
Jamming for Arizona is Strange. Arizona's down 2 blockers right now, so a big pack advantage for Tilted Thunder.
Dreidel forced down to the infield. Strange, star in hand, but racing forward.
Yeah, that solid 4 wall of Arizona defenders defended well, but Strange able to finally get them a little staggered and get out of the pack. Dreidel is fighting with 2 Arizona defenders at the back of the pack.
And Dreidel finally breaking free as Strange rolling in on the scoring pass and giving chase.
Strange passing by along the outside, now weaves through the pack, takes a tumble and gets knocked down. Dreidel was pursuing at the back of the pack. I do not know if Dreidel got by any Arizona skaters or not. No.
I don't believe so.
Nil point on
9.
that pursuit. However, Dreidel did also pick up a penalty, so this will be an Arizona power jam. That is Impaler Swift on the jammer line. A Swifty jam as we get into the later stages of this game.
Dreidel called on the above the shoulders block, I believe. And Impaler Swift clear of the pack. And moving in for points. And a nice high-low maneuver to complete the initial scoring pass.
And Hawk blocked, able to get in there this time and get a hip onto Swifty and knocked her down. Slowed up that scoring pass for a few moments. 16 seconds left on the clock now. And Elaphobia pinned at the back of the pack this time with a good block on Swifty.
The Swift clears. And that will end that jam. Impaler Swift, the full 3 scoring passes, 15 on the jam. Hot Shots now 141. Tilted All-Stars 10 with 4:30.
Arizona has not sent up a jammer, so this is going to be a power jam for Tilted Thunder, swinging back the other way. It is number 13, Creep Suzette on the jammer line for the first time for Tilted Thunder here in the bout on the power jam.
Impaler Swift with the low block penalty on the last jam, leading to this power jam opportunity. Oh, Creep almost through, but the door shut by Dolly Spartan. Creep Suzette pushing and pushing on Arizona's wall. The Arizona defense able to continue to roll forward and stay in the front.
We have the star popped off. Creep dropped it on the infield, picked it up again. Almost got that over to the pivot, but not quite, and the clock
Very
is going to
close.
expire on the jam.
Almost perfectly executed pass through the middle, but just broken up enough.
Nearly got it there.
3 minutes to go in the game. Score remains 141-10.
We've got an official timeout. They are going to talk over some of the goings-on in that previous jam. We'll check for any late penalties rattling in. 3:02 to be exact to go here in the second half. Stick with us. Coming up, once this bout has completed, there will be some warm-up time, and then scheduled at 10:15 is TXRD versus Los Angeles. So we have LA versus Texas.
Yes.
The remaining schedule after that, Arizona comes back to play Sunshine City in the 11:15 scheduled bout. And then your last bout before lunchtime is Slam Diego, and Tilted Thunder will be back to skate one more time. All right. Penalties have been assessed. We've got still the same jammers on the jammer line. Venus Thirst Trap and Gypsy Danger. As the music awkwardly drops out underneath me.
And a quick star pass, Venus Thirst Trap, handing it over to Carnage Asada. But Arizona able to absorb as Mimi Mahler right there in front to shut down the star pass escape.
So here comes Gypsy Danger for Arizona, up into the corner. Driven up into the rail by Scardu Valley. Good block. Continued good blocking by Scar. Now driven down to the infield. And Tilted Thunder is going to get their 4 blockers all together now, really to focus on Gypsy Danger. Carney Aslada is still pinned in at the back of the pack behind that 3 wall of Arizona defenders. Somebody dropped something on the track. Val Bruising had to get up there and get something off the track. We've got 3 seconds left. Here's Gypsy now looking around and lets the clock expire.
Gypsy Danger able to pick up 4 points for the Hot Shots.
We have a penalty on one of the jammers. It was Carney Slot. I was going to say it probably was not Venus Thirst Trap. She had the star for all of 1 second.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Carney Aslada is in the penalty box for Tilted Thunder. Did not see why.
So there are more numbers on the board than there were skaters on the track. Or
yeah,
enough
right?
that we had too many skaters.
So it's Madison for Arizona.
An arms block penalty was the call on Carney Aslada.
There is time. There is a 6-second differential between the jam and game clocks. So there is one more regulation jam when this ends. The clock will hit quadruple zeros pretty quickly after this jam ends. Mads finishing off a scoring pass. Great blocking by those 2 Arizona blockers out there at the back of the pack. And then Mads able to hop the coping and get past those 2 blockers in front.
Gradle being held at the back end. Mads bumped to the infield. Colliding with the jam ref, but everyone back up and rolling.
Good blocking by Crash. Really took Mads' momentum, and Crash used it against her, honestly. Mads finishing that scoring pass. 9 seconds left on the power jam clock.
Madison not able, or just able to get back to the pack. And did collect a point.
All right, after discussion between the jam ref and the eye, 10 points up on the board for Arizona in that power jam. So no time left on the regulation clock. One more regulation jam. Juicy Kill Tour. No. Motion sickness for Arizona. Excuse me.
And Creep Suzette jamming for Tilted Thunder.
Creep is at the front, trying to get by those two Arizona blockers. Trying. Now gets an assist and gets out. Creep is out. Lead jammer here in the last regulation jam for Tilted Thunder.
Motion sickness also has cleared the pack on the initial.
Six got a elbow pad came loose. They're working on that. Here goes Creep. Up into the pack, putting some points on the board for Tilted Thunder and calls it off.
3
All
points
right.
in the final jam for Tilted Thunder. That will get them to 13, and your unofficial final score. Arizona Hotshots 155, Tilted Thunder All-Stars 13.
Let's check on penalty jams, but Hasselblack is already heading out trackside, and that's going to remove all suspense from that. Final whistle, Arizona moves to 3-0 on the tournament. Final score, 155-13. The Arizona Hotshots are victorious. Come on down trackside. Now is when you can violate that 6-foot rule. Come on down trackside and slap hands with the skaters as they come around.